Almost every owner checks their dog's teeth. Almost every owner checks their dog's paws. Almost nobody actually checks their dog's ears until there's already a problem. By the time most owners notice a smell, the issue has usually been building for weeks. Today, I'm going to show you what to actually look for, how often to check, and the mistake that makes ear problems worse, not better. Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Aaron Kelly. Quick comment before we start. Has your dog's ears ever had a noticeable smell even briefly? Type yes or no right now. I want to see how common this actually is among you. Let's get into exactly what's going on inside your dog's ears and why some dogs are far more at risk than others. Part 1. Why ears are an overlooked problem area. A dog's ear canal is shaped very differently from ours. It has an L-shaped bend instead of a straight path. That shape is great for protecting the eardrum, but it also moisture, wax, and debris can get trapped much more easily than they would in a human ear. Add in factors like floppy ear shape, which restricts airflow, regular swimming or bathing, or naturally more hair inside the ear canal, and you've got a warm, moist environment where yeast and bacteria, which live on healthy skin in small amounts already, can overgrow if conditions are right. This is exactly why some breeds, especially those with floppy ears like Labradors, Cocker Spaniels, and Basset Hounds, tend to have more ear issues than breeds with upright ears. Comment below. Does your dog have floppy ears or upright ears? That detail alone changes how much attention this area actually needs. Part 2. What's actually normal? Let's start with what should not worry you. A small amount of light brown wax, a faint, not unpleasant smell, and a dog that doesn't react much when you touch their ears. That's a completely healthy ear. Dogs naturally produce some wax, just like we do, and that's part of a functioning ear, not a problem. The mistake I see constantly is owners either ignoring ears completely because it's probably fine, or the opposite, being so worried about ear infections that they overclean, which can actually irritate the ear canal and make things worse. Both extremes cause problems. What you want is simple, regular awareness, not obsession and not neglect. Part 3. The signs that actually matter. Here's the checklist that separates normal from something worth addressing. A strong, noticeably unpleasant odor. Not a faint smell, a distinct sour or yeasty smell that wasn't there before. Dark discharge or wax that looks different in color or texture than usual, especially if it looks more like coffee grounds or has a thicker, gunkier texture. Redness or visible swelling inside the ear flap. Your dog scratching at their ears more than usual, shaking their head repeatedly, or tilting their head to one side. Sensitivity when you touch the ear, flinching, pulling away, or showing discomfort that wasn't there before. Any one of these on its own is worth watching. Two or more together, especially odor plus discharge, is a strong enough combination that it's worth an actual vet visit rather than waiting to see if it resolves on its own. I want to be direct here. I'm not going to pretend a video can diagnose an ear infection for your specific dog. What I'm giving you is the exact pattern that tells you when it's time to stop guessing and get an actual look from your vet. Since ear infections usually need a specific treatment based on what's actually growing in there, bacteria and yeast infections aren't treated the same way, and guessing wrong can prolong the problem. Drop a comment. Have you ever noticed more than one of these signs at the same time in your dog? Part 4. The routine. Almost nobody does now. Here's the part from the title. The thing 99% of owners miss. It's not a product, it's a habit. A simple, brief weekly ear check. Step 1. Look. Don't just sniff once a week. Gently lift the ear flap and actually look inside. You're checking for color, amount of wax, and any redness, not deep cleaning, just observing. Step 2. Get familiar with your dog's normal. Every dog's baseline wax color and amount is a little different. The goal of doing this weekly isn't to find a problem every time. It's so that when something does change, you actually notice it immediately, instead of it building up unnoticed for weeks. Step 3. Dry ears after water exposure. If your dog swims or gets a bath, gently drying the outer ear and flap afterward, not deep inside the canal, just the areas you can easily reach, helps reduce the moisture buildup that lets yeast and bacteria thrive. Step 4. Don't use cotton swabs. Inside the canal. This is a common mistake. Cotton swabs can push debris deeper into that L-shaped canal instead of removing it, and can even cause injury if your dog moves suddenly. If actual cleaning is needed, that's a conversation for your vet, who can recommend an approach and product appropriate for your dog's specific ear health. This isn't something to guess at with random household items. Step 5. Know your dog's risk level. If you have a floppy-eared breed, a dog that swims often, or a dog with a known history of ear issues, this weekly check matters even more for you specifically. If you have an upright-eared breed with no history of problems, even a check every couple of weeks is often enough. That's the entire habit. A few minutes once a week, and you catch problems while they're still simple instead of after they've become painful. Part 5. A real example. I've had owners come in convinced their dog was just shaking their head a lot for no reason, assuming it was a quirky habit. In several of these cases, a quick look revealed a developing ear infection that had likely been building for a week or two. Because it was caught relatively early, treatment was straightforward. Compare that to cases where the smell and discharge had been ignored for a month. Those take longer to resolve and are noticeably more uncomfortable for the dog in the meantime. The lesson isn't to panic about your dog's ears. It's that a few minutes a week of simple awareness genuinely changes how early you catch something, and earlier almost always means an easier fix. Let's recap. Healthy ears have light wax and barely any smell. Watch for strong odor, dark discharge, redness, excessive scratching or head shaking, and sensitivity to touch, especially more than one at once. And the habit that changes everything is genuinely simple: a quick weekly look, drying ears after water exposure, and never using cotton swabs inside the canal. Here's what I want from you right now. Go check your dog's ears today, right after this video, and come back and comment what you found. Totally normal? A little wax? Something that surprised you? I read every single comment, and I want to know how many of you catch something you didn't expect. If this helped you understand something you genuinely never checked before, hit subscribe. I break down something like this every week. And if you know a dog owner who's never once looked inside their dog's ears, send them this video. It might save their dog weeks of discomfort. I'm Dr. Aaron Kelly. I'll see you in the next one.